Alright everybody, how's it going? Awesome Soul here, and welcome to the wonderful world of economics. Buy low, sell high, and all that jazz. That's right, we actually have some information on how the economy is going to look in the next update. So a lot of people have been kind of confused by what's going to happen to Galaxy Cash, what's happening with the whole RoboPoints to Robit conversion, and what's going to happen with Premium. And this little article actually answers all three of those things. So, first thing is first, we have the Galaxy Cash section. I bet you can't guess what this one's going to cover. Galaxy Cash. So, it is going to be removed from the game. Now hold on, there is a bit more to it, so don't start freaking out. It is going to be converted into a real money equivalent credit on your account. And it's obviously done through the same program that FreeJam has used in the past. That is Zolla, I believe is how you pronounce it. X-S-O-L-L-A. I'm not entirely sure how you pronounce it. It would be great if they had a easier name to pronounce, but what can you do? So yeah, you're going to be getting a credit based on how much Galaxy Cash you have on your Robocraft account, and that will be put into the Zolla servers, and you can then buy more premium. So the reason they're doing this is because you can now obviously get items that were only Galaxy Cash, well, only items, and now you can actually get them through crates. So that's pretty cool. So I guess they didn't really have a huge use for Galaxy Cash other than Premium. So now it kind of makes sense that you just buy Premium directly instead of Galaxy Cash, and then the only thing you can buy with the Galaxy Cash would be Premium. So that's kind of redundant, which is why they probably removed it. So now the shop interface, instead of just buying Galaxy Cash bundles, it will now give you options to buy Protonium crates and Premium directly. It says bundles of Protonium salvage crates. So I assume you can buy 1 crate, or you could buy 3 crates, or maybe a stack of 10 crates, something like that. That's not too bad, I guess, but Protonium is the highest level. But the whole crate system does seem fairly, well, fair. And we'll get into that a little later on. So Galaxy Cash will be converted at a rate of the smallest bundle's price. So if you bought large bulk quantities of Galaxy Cash, due to the fact that those bulk quantities give you an extra bonus anyways, when it's converted, essentially you will be getting free money. Kind of. But again, there is more on that subject later on in this post. So, something important to keep in mind when the update hits. Your Galaxy Cash equivalent, basically the credit that was given to your account, you will not be able to see that in-game. So right now you have the little tab up in the top that says how much Galaxy Cash you have. That's going to be removed. And the credit will not take its place. So what's going to happen is when you actually go to buy the Protonium salvage crates or Premium, it will say you have this much on your account as a credit, and then you can go ahead and buy things with the credit. Or if you don't quite have enough, you can buy things with the credit and then add however much money you need to finish the transaction. That is something fairly important that people definitely do need to know. Your money isn't gone, it's just in the back end, slightly hidden from you. But it's still there, don't worry. Now, Robot Point to Robit, this whole conversion thing, how is that going to work? Well, all players with existing Robot Points will have it all converted into Robits. So you will not lose any stockpiled RP you have. So it's gonna be transferred at an equivalent rate, it would seem. So all forge costing will be changed from the current depot prices. The main change is to make forging costs relative to rarity and the CPU of items. So a high cost legendary item will have the highest forge cost. And they haven't exactly gone into detail about what makes a legendary item, what makes an epic item, and an uncommon and a common item. But I have talked about this on the live stream I did yesterday, And my guess is it's most likely going to be Legendary, being the highest tier, is basically going to be weapon skins. So the high cost CPU Legendary item, having the highest forward cost, as they said here, that's most likely going to be the Carbon 6 Mega SMG, or aka the Carbon 6 Laser Leviathan. Take your pick. Depends on how long you've been in the game for. And so yeah, basically what I'm getting at is the weapon skins are going to be Legendary. Epic is most likely going to be cosmetics. Uncommon will be the heavy weapons, and common will be cubes and the normal weapons. That's my guess. Again, those are all speculation on my part, so take that with a lot of salt. Many grains of salt. Okay, moving on. So this is something that I speculated on earlier, the reasoning behind this whole Robit changeover, or at least one of the reasons. And what do you know? I was right. So what the article says is, please note, since the number of digits in RP had gotten so high, into the billions, we have taken this opportunity to divide all numbers down, both prices and RP balance, aka Robit balance. This means you will not lose anything you have stockpiled. The number is just smaller and easier to read. And that is precisely what I predicted. Now we come to the final section, the premium section. What precisely is going to happen with that? Well, premium is still going to unlock you paint colors, the extra platoon slot, double XP, and double earnings. However, double earnings are going to be given out in a different way. Currently, the way it's done is you just get double RP. But that's not going to be the case. You will not be getting double Robits. You will instead be getting extra things out of your salvage crate. So each salvage crate will contain a number of items depending on the game mode. So the longer the game mode, the more items you're going to get. So that's pretty good, because previously I speculated perhaps you will get better crates in the longer game modes, just because you would get a higher score. But no, in the shorter game modes, you can still get the highest crate, which is the Protonium crate. You will just get less items out of it at the end, because obviously you spent less time in the game, so you'll get less of a reward, which makes sense, honestly. Now, each salvage crate will have 2 rows of items, 1 row for everybody, and the other row for those who have premium. And that's basically what the double earnings buff is going to be turning into, which I'm fine with. I think that's a pretty good buff. Instead of getting extra money, you get a chance at getting extra items. Now, for those of you worried about, oh my gosh, you might get 2 legendary things if you have premium instead of just 1, that's not going to be the case. So they have made sure that you will be getting a certain number of rare items from a chest, no matter if you have premium or non-premium. So it's weighted by rarity, is what they're saying. So I guess my analogy for it is you get a crate, and you are credited 200 rarity. That's completely an arbitrary number, but just I'm using that for example. So if you have non-premium, you will still get 200 rarity worth out of your single row, and if you do have premium, you will get 200 rarity worth out of your first row and your second row. So in total, it's not going to be 400 rarity if you have premium. It's going to be 200 rarity and 200 rarity regardless of if you have premium or not. So for those of you who do not have premium, no worries, you will still be getting the same level of rewards as those with premium. And FreeGem has made sure that we all know that the crates will not be rigged at all. It is a completely random number generated reward. So there's no tweaking at all. It is completely fair and totally random, is what they're saying. So in the past, FreeJam has definitely shown that they are pretty good at making sure that the game is fair for both of those who are paying and who are not paying. And that trend seems to continue. Now, here's something that's sort of a big change. And honestly, I'm fine with it because it makes sense. So let me just explain that. The premium costs have not changed, as far as I'm aware, ever since the game was first entered into alpha, way back about 3.5 years ago. So the prices have not increased, but obviously more features and items have been added to the game in the time since. So what's going to be happening on the day of the update is that the cost of premium is going to go up. And that does make sense because, like I said, there are a lot more features in the game compared to when premium was first priced originally. Presumably this is in US currency, but 1 day's worth is going to be $1.19. So basically, do you want that candy bar when you go down to the grocery store, or do you want a day of premium? That's kinda your choice. 3 days will be $3, 7 days will be $6, 30 days will be $11, 90 days is $29, and 180 days are $45. And they've said that the prices are fairly low compared to similar games. The prices don't seem too extreme, so I'm fine with that. I don't know, what do you guys think about that? So, we have this little note from FreeJam at the end. We strongly believe that all of these changes, in addition to the weapon rework, will improve the overall Robocraft experience and make it both deeper and easier to grasp as we move the game towards exiting early access and into the full launch. And I kind of agree, because the fact that you're getting items at the end of a match basically gives you more of an incentive to play. It's like you're constantly getting cool things, instead of ending a match and being like, okay, yeah, that's great. I don't know what I can buy now. Let's check the tech tree. Oh, I can't get that yet. Damn, I really wanted that. And then, you know, players might be disincentivized to play. They're like, oh, it's gonna take way too long to grind up. So it's gonna feel like less of a grind, because you're always getting something new and you don't know what kind of rare items you might get if you do well. And of course, this is gonna reward skilled players, especially, which is quite nice. And a little tip at the end here, as far as Galaxy Cash goes. Now, it does say that you are getting an equivalent credit, but the fact that the premium prices are going up, basically you're losing your buying power. Unless you guys really want those Protonium salvage crates, I would recommend spending your Galaxy Cash all right now. So what I'm going to be doing is spending some Galaxy Cash on what I don't have in my collection, probably a few of those FreeJam dev supporter flags, and spend the rest on premium. I think that's not such a bad idea. You guys might want to do the same. Again, unless you want those Protonium salvage crates. So, I will go ahead and end the video here. I thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think of all this down below. I've been the Awesome Soul, and I'll see you next time. Take care.